So we finally got our answers of what happened with Osha, May, and the witches from the Jedi's perspective. And part of me is kind of like, too little too late, honestly don't really care anymore. Spoilers for the Acolyte episode 7. Like, I feel like this whole debacle and getting the Jedi's perspective should have happened in like episode 4 or 5. Like, we had to wait to episode 7 and there's only one more episode left. And I still have a bunch of questions that they're gonna have to answer in just one episode. After watching this episode and the whole build up to this whole thing, I was like, that's it? That's all that happened from the Jedi's perspective? So much so that it had and left Torben so tortured that when May confronted him, he took his own life? But I was like, but he didn't even do anything. Sure, he ran off to the witch's colony without Master Indara's permission, but a lot of that was due to the mental manipulation and magic of Anastasia. And even then, he didn't do anything. The one that caused the major issue was Kelnaka, but even Kelnaka was brainwashed. It wasn't like Kelnaka did it over their own volition. In some ways, even Soul I give grace to, because Master Indara was literally looking like she was turning into a smoke monster. And it's not like we're familiar with their magic or anything like that. It did kind of look like she was about to attack. And even then, we still don't know what she was even about to do when she turned into that smoke monster. Like, we didn't, yeah, they said, oh, I was gonna let Osha free, but why was she turning into that smoke monster in the first place? Then also for them to drop a terminology in the penultimate episode, the second to the last episode of this season, something I've never heard from Star Wars before, and we're not really expounding upon it. Like, what the hell is a virgin? Like, we probably should spend more time on that. But like, the whole thing with Soul suddenly having this connection with Osha and not May, and like, oh, I feel connected to this girl that I barely know. First of all, I'm like, that's a little weird. But even outside of that, like, the fact that when Osha and May were on those two bridges and he was using his power of the Force to hold them up, the fact that he didn't say anything, he didn't try to call out to the girls to warn them or anything like that. Like, it just felt like they did that just for the sake of the plot. Like, he could have at least, obviously he was struggling to hold up the bridges. He could have been like, girls, jump, I can catch you, or whatever. I'm pretty sure holding two little girls up with the Force is way easier than holding up a bunch of bridges. But the fact that he didn't say anything and then chose to save Osha over May, I was just like, trash. I don't know, their reason for not telling the council, like, it didn't feel justified. It just felt like drama for drama's sake. And also, this show is another example in a long list of examples showcasing that the standard in Hollywood lately to only have 8 episodes a season is proven to not be enough. There's not enough episodes to flesh out the story that they're trying to tell in this particular episode, because I still have a whole bunch of questions. And yes, we have one more episode for them to tell, but these episodes, A, haven't been that long. They've been like 35, 40, 45 minutes. That's not enough to tell all the questions that I have asked, more than like, because we still got to deal with Osha in the present. We still got to deal with Osha and May in the past. Like, how did May find Kamir? Her training, Osha training with the Jedi. The reason she had to leave the Jedi Order. Kamir and Osha dealing with her potentially going to the dark side. Also, 7 episodes in, honestly, I don't feel that much of a connection to Osha and May. And I honestly kind of feel like we spent more time with the kid versions than we did with the adult versions. Also, Osha has to find out the truth and yada, yada, yada. Like, and yeah, they could potentially have a season 2 and continue the story in season 2, but like, finish the story of season 1. I know there are people that are really enjoying the Acolyte. Me, I'm not, but I've made it this far. I want to see how the story ends. The most enjoyable part for me is getting to see Kamir basically naked. Outside of that, this show is definitely a miss for me. But like I said, there are people that are enjoying it. So with that, what do you guys think about the Acolyte? Do the things over here to boost this video on the algorithm. If this is one of your first time checking out one of my videos, hopefully check out the other videos on my channel. If you like what you see, hit that follow button, and welcome to my Safe Gayven.